Hello everyone, I'm Angel, and I'd like to welcome you all back to the second episode of Arcane Secrets of the Craft. I would like to start the second episode by hammering home an important point and answering a very basic, but the most important question. What is magic? Now, many people have tried to define what magic is. People have tried to take this abstract and intangible concept and put it into this nice, neat little box with a perfect definition set in stone that has no wiggle room, and that's simply not realistic. If you ask 100 different practitioners what magic is, you're very likely to receive 100 different answers. Aleister Crowley defined magic as the science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with your will. When my student asked me the same question, and he was expecting a traditional definition, I told him my personal definition of what magic is. Magic is a body of practices traditionally or usually associated with rituals, but not exclusively, that allows a person to harness the power of an individual's belief, thereby directing their focus and their will intertwined with their intent to create a desired effect. But instead of trying to define what magic is, I'm going to try to explain what magic is in a simple, straightforward way. I'm going to frame the answer in the form of a question to make this very intangible idea tangible, to give you an anchor point, to help ground your understanding of what magic is in a more mundane or more familiar way. What is magic? You can't see it, you can't touch it, and you can't taste it, but you can feel it, or can you? Magic in essence is belief. But what is belief? Belief is defined as confidence or truth or existence of something that is not immediately susceptible to rigorous scientific proof. Stuart Chase said, "For those who do not believe, no proof is possible, and for those who do believe, no proof is necessary. If that's true, the same people who can't believe in magic can't believe in God. The same people who can't believe in God can't believe in love. Because there really is no difference in believing in God or magic. None of these things can be seen, none of these things can be touched, but each of them can be felt deep inside of our souls. So, if you can't feel love, but you can see it, does that mean it's not real? Of course not. Most of us feel love at some point in our lives. Most of us have a deep love for our parents. They raised us, they provided for us, they guided us, they protected us, but most of all, they loved us. This has put everything into perspective. Love, God, and magic all have the same thing in common. You can't see it, but you can feel it. So if you can believe in any one of these things, you can believe in all of them. In essence, magic is belief. Without belief, magic doesn't work. It's literally the fuel for the fire. For magic to work, you need to believe in magic so strongly you have to believe in it, like you know the sun is going to rise, and you know the sun is going to chase the moon out of the sky in an endless cycle of the snake biting its own tail. The stronger an individual's belief in magic is, the stronger the outcome will be. This is one of the main reasons why dabblers' rituals fail, more often than not. It's because they don't really believe the ritual they're doing is actually going to work. They still have doubt in the back of their minds. That doubt is a poison to your body of magic. That doubt needs to be purged from your mind. Now, that said, belief can be built up slowly over time with simple rituals with smaller successes over time. As a dabbler builds up confidence in themselves and in their practice, while they hone their skill and increase their knowledge over time of the craft and gain a deeper understanding of the magic and the craft, belief in magic will follow a natural progression accordingly. The older, more experienced practitioners have already learned this lesson. That's why older practitioners have a higher degree of success over their younger counterparts of dabblers and novices. To try to put this in a slightly different perspective, I'm going to change gears. I'm going to give you a mundane as well as a religious example of how to give you a more well-rounded understanding of what magic is and how to build up confidence in yourself and your craft over a period of time. If you want to drive a car, fly a plane, or sail a boat, first you need to desire it. Then you have to believe you can do it. And then you have to go through the motions of learning how to do something slowly over time. You can and will build up your skill confidence, and most important, belief in yourself slowly over time with smaller successes. Let's look at this from a slightly different perspective now. I was raised as a Roman Catholic, so I'm going to use the Roman Catholics as an example. Christians, or in this case, Roman Catholics, believe in God. They're told from a very young age God is real. God exists as a matter of fact. Then children go to catechism, generally referred to as Sunday school, where, or in this case, God is affirmed and reaffirmed through the course of years, generally starting between the ages of 5 to 7 and ending between the ages of 15 to 18. As they go through their indoctrination, they receive their communion and their confirmation. In between this point is where they learn the prayers of the religion, most predominantly the Our Father, Hail Mary, and Glory Be. Over time and many years, they will pray to their God, or otherwise known as the Holy Father. The individual, while praying, will slowly build up belief in the God, slowly over time. Aided by the prayers they have been taught since they were children. Sometimes the prayers will be answered, sometimes the prayers will not be answered. There's an old adage or old saying in the faith, God gives you what you need, not what you want. There is also another saying that accompanies this one. God helps those who help themselves. This saying actually relates to magic better than you might think. If you cast a ritual to find a job, you still have to put in an application, unless your belief in magic is truly devout. Then someone might call you up and ask you if you want to work within a day or two after casting the ritual, but that's not really common, but it does happen. Now, if you find an individual that has a very strong religious belief, regardless if that belief is either in a monotheistic or polytheistic religion, you may notice when they pray to their deity, their prayers are usually answered. The same level of devout belief an individual needs to have for whatever religion, god, or goddess they worship, they have to have the same equivalent level of belief that is needed for magic to work seamlessly. You have to believe in magic like you know it's a fact, like you've seen it work 1,000 times. You have to believe in magic like you breathe. You don't think about breathing, you just do. That's the same kind of belief you need to have for magic to work for you. So if you could sum up what magic is in a single word, it would be belief. So, by now I hope I've illustrated and exemplified how belief in magic can be built up slowly over time and why belief is so important, especially when it comes to magic. Okay, I'd like to mention there is an exception to the rule of belief for magic to work. As I said before, 99% of magic requires belief. That of course leaves us the last 1%. This is not exactly a secret, but it's not exactly well known either. When you read in books on how stones affect you, it's usually implied, but not directly spoken of. Specifically, crystals, stones, minerals, metals, and symbols are the exception to the rule. Let's take stones, for example. Stones can affect your chakras to a greater or lesser degree if you believe in them or you don't believe them. This is because stones have a natural resonance to them or a vibration to them that affects us. You may not know how the stones affect you, but they still do. Let's look at this from a slightly different perspective or point of view. There's a singer/vocalist named Jamie Van Deer. He can shatter a wine glass with nothing more than his natural voice. He was featured on the hit TV show Mythbuster several years ago. He is able to match the pitch and tone of his voice to that of a wine glass. The note that he hits is a tenor C sharp. When he hits this note just right, the glass will shatter. This is to exemplify a point. Stones, like glass, have a natural resonance and frequency to them that can affect us. Okay. Symbols are another exception to the rule. These symbols are usually old. These symbols are usually associated with one religion or another. For example, the Roman Catholic cross, the Jewish Star of David, the Hindu or Buddhist swastika, but not exclusively. Such as symbols that are related to, we'll say, demons, or on a more positive note, the Key of Solomon, which is for binding, banishing, and sealing away demons. These symbols have innate power in them. There are two major possible reasons why. The first reason is these symbols have a foothold or a mirror image in the ethereal realm of existence. The second possible reason is over thousands or tens of thousands of years, people have worshipped these symbols and have imbued these symbols with power. There is a longer answer to this, but this will suit our purposes for now. It's just to give you a basic understanding. Alright, belief and knowledge in these symbols is how you draw out these symbols' real power, though. But these symbols do have a certain level of power in them naturally. But these are more of an exception to the rule. This is a good place to end the second episode, so like, subscribe, and share. Next week's episode will be on definitions, and that we'll be going over the actual meanings of the words and the etymology, so you have a better, more well-rounded understanding of them for the future. That will help you here and just in your general practice. So I wish you all the best of luck in your practice and your research, and go in peace.